Web2PY is a model view controller framework, and in this lesson we focus mostly on the model, looking at relational database concepts. We learned that all relational databases have tables, and within each table we have a unique identifier or a key. This is known as identity fields. Web2PY automatically generates an identity field for each table. It's called ID, and it's an integer value starting with 1, and it increments, so we are always guaranteed a unique value for each table. Now, foreign keys, on the other hand, are identity fields from another table inserted into the current table, which is typically a transaction table. We use foreign keys to show relationships in our database. Next, we learned about execute SQL commands. Execute SQL is part of the Web2PY framework, which allows us to use SQL commands and connect with our database. Execute SQL allows us to execute any SQL commands such as inserts and updates, although in this lesson we focus primarily on select statements. With select statements, we need to remember the relative position of the columns that we're pulling back from the database. For example, if we're pulling 4 columns from the database and we want to refer to those in our code, we use the corresponding 0, 1, 2, or third position. With execute SQL, we use the database engine to join tables. Next, we looked at dictionaries. Dictionaries, on the other hand, use Python code to join tables. We learned about dictionaries, which are essentially key-value pairs. We store in the key the unique identifier of each lookup table, and then the rest of the table is stored in the values. So it makes it very easy using this data structure to connect tables through the ID fields. Finally, we looked at reference integrity. Reference integrity can be enforced best in the database to ensure that the data is joined as you expected. However, we looked at some Web2PY strategies that we can incorporate in the model, which allows us to very explicitly and clearly define our intentions in regards to foreign keys in other tables. Finally, by defining these relationships in the model, Web2PY automatically builds for us front-end screens with drop-down or select boxes so we can ensure and enforce reference integrity.